definitely their signature, yeah. Pretty sure it was like a white guy and a black guy. Bobby Patterson.
How many people are on it?
Can you hear him? I have mine. Can you turn the light on or?
Testing, 1, 2, 3. There you go.
They're from England. Wonder if Miles is just probably not. It's like early '90s. My sister used to have this on, and like it was like tape cassettes. She'd go to Sam Goody or Tower Records or Strawberries and buy a cassette. 99 cents for a single.
There's actually a Sam Goody still in business down the road
No.
here. Yes. No, Sam Ash. Even better, Sam Ash, the old music stores.
Then there was in Boston. There was Newberry Comics. It was like all CDs. And the crazy thing was, CDs were cheaper to produce, but they charged the consumer more. Like you pay $14 or $13.99 for the album. That dude kills it. Right? You know, that is good. That is good.
Sunday.
Just like you just kept clicking out. I'm flipping sheets over my head.
How many Bruce Springsteen shows?
Me?
30? 50?
10. One summer that he just did like 2 straight weeks at the Meadowlands. We would just go up like after work. Like that was like Ruckles, boxes, Ruckles tickets. Pat Riley. We saw Pat Riley. There's no Greenfield was cool. Like that was cool seeing Pat Riley.
Yeah.
RSID used to get like every kind of ticket. So, Andrew, this is on. Can we mute it?
There's no one else here.
I told you to watch it. I didn't say anything bad. I just want to listen.
Oh, the live stream started? My bad. Oh my God.
group. They got quiet right away. This is good. Want to welcome everybody to the post-grad banquet for 2023. This is a little unique because some of our players that have been here for multiple years, we've always done our banquets at the end of the year in May when it's one big celebration. The one thing with post-grads from year to year is that, we have some sport onlys who leave early and they don't have an opportunity to be a part of the celebration. So this was the first year we decided, we said, hey, let's try to do something different. Let's try to have this banquet earlier in the year so that we can celebrate everybody who's here, because that's what this night is about. It's a celebration of you guys as players, your coaches, the support staff that's here, and just again, to just celebrate a great year and everything that you did throughout this season. I'm not going to steal a lot of thunder because I know the coaches are going to speak tonight and they're going to get into the specifics of the season and those things, and thank specifically support staff. So I don't want to double up on all that stuff, but the one thing I will, we're live streaming this tonight, so I know that parents and maybe some players that aren't back may be watching, so I want to welcome everybody who's watching. The parents that are watching, I want to thank you for your support. You guys are, our parents are the best, hands down. They support, they come here in numbers, they cheer for us through good and bad, and I can't thank all the families enough for trusting myself and our staff with your children and their growth and development. So with that being said, we've prepared a little bit of a highlight video of the year, kind of some clips from everybody throughout the whole season. We'll watch the videos, we'll get a little something to eat, and we'll turn it over to the coaches. So let's have some fun tonight, and again, because this is your night. It's a night to celebrate everything that happened this year, so thank you.
Control the controllables. Be the fountain, not the drain.
It's an off season. Let's keep it tall. Y'all ain't too doing my man. And don't check your watch. You know the time. Cold World, Killer King. This finish.
It's too easy for me now. Cold and born black since back when CDs was around. When you sold out triple debt, I can't believe these clowns. Look at everybody clapping when your 30th song album do a measly 100 down. If I'm betting on myself, then I completely double down. If you hated on him, please don't greet me with a pound. I be staying out the way, but if the beef do come around, can put an M right on your head. You Luigi brother now. Trace my steps all in this game. see me cover ground. Back and forth from NC to New York when Jeezy had the crown. Vivid memories, so they got the squeeze with double down. So many shells up on the ground, they make the Easter Bunny proud. I get up, dust my clothes off. Sleep is the cousin of death, no plans to doze off. The streets that don't come with a rep, I never soul saw. Just creep with a hustler's crep and got their O's off. You reach up and like Steph and blow your nose off. Consume tight and then resume flight as if it never happened. We witness full of so much sickness, angels shedding tears in heaven. Word to Eric Clapton, off this clever rapping. My pockets gon' forever fatten. They gon' forever fatten.
Trying to tell you, they act like they don't even speak English.
My pen and the paper's lethal. I'm sending them straight to meet them. The made a beeper, reaper, creeping on you. The sin of failure, freaking on you. Chicken shouldn't tell you. Chicken bleeding on you.
Our mission, 1% better every day.
Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up. All the way up. I'm all the way up. I'm all the way up. Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up. What you want, show it what you need. Run game, we ain't never leave, never leave. Counting up this money, we ain't never sleep, never. You got V12, I got 12 V's. Got bottles, got shorty, what you want, I got what you need. Shorty, what you want, I got what you need. Shorty, what you want, I got what you need. I'm all the way up. I'm all the way up. All the way up. Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up. Bentley Coupes and Rolexes. Kick it out the room and gave her no breakfast. Had to stash the jewels, these so reckless. Keep my cruise, I'm looking on the outside, showing off for new things. Couldn't take it all, so I gave her change. She called me top shot, said yeah, I keep a few.
I wish there was a way to know you're in the good old days before you've actually left them.
video analyst of the sensory group. Thank you, Drew. We'll try to share that through Teamworks with you guys too, so you have it as a memory to take with you from the year. So give you a little idea what the format for the night will be. I know everybody's probably hungry, so we'll get into dinner first. I'll probably table by table we'll go, so there's not a full stampede over there. When we get back, we'll do season recaps for each of the teams. Each of the coaches will come up, kind of talk about the season, give a little bit of recap, have some fun, tell some stories. And then at the end, we'll get into our award winners for each of the teams. I'll give a few closing words and closing remarks, and we'll get back to work for those that will be here for the next 10 weeks. So let's have some fun tonight, and thanks for being here. Food already back there? We have to make sure that the ladies eat first.
Yep.
Say less.
That's it. Our table's half. Coach
ladies.
Gillian was waiting for the.
Ladies. You're a lady? There we go. It sure will. Yeah, what athletes a little bit bigger? That's you have to really think about it.
Some days it's hard.
Oh, yeah,
Dip into the Q&A shop.
If I don't do this now, the kids are Thank you so
Looks pretty hard to do.
inflation makes it. Your chef's coming back. Right now?
That's all I know.
Yes, for sure. Have some
I mean, it's like the same part of the like it grows up. It all goes back to default. I promise we'll bring more. I promise we'll bring more.
So it's like chocolate. Some of them it is like mint inside. Some it's like cake, like cake, but small.
Crazy, isn't it? But that is not. I'm first, by the way. Okay. Make sure we all understand. What's that? Okay. I didn't even make it.
I felt so bad.
I thought he was just being like a.
Thank you.
Oklahoma. Seth, you alright? We know like some of your teammates are assisting you.
Hey there, ask me.
You get busy.
He was like a 4-week
She had a very
my head too, I was like, oh, the guys don't want you Number one, because it's close. Yosa?
1:05 p.m. and the end of Paris. See how this has completely lit up my outside trash can.
It's the midday with the new Fantasy 5 draw time. Must be 18 or older to play responsibly.
Lowest prices of the year, with sofas with gaming sets starting at just $3.99 and beds starting at just $6.99. Plus, save up to 30% on select mattresses. Don't wait. The lowest prices of the year ends soon. For details, click the banner, visit your local store, or badhouse.com. Bad House Furniture and more. Just wait. Decision makes exclusions apply. Offer valid 3/14 p.m. 27th.
Sling support.
Raw coconut, chocolate chips. It's actually not that bad. That might be the best thing on
That actually has
Oh, yeah.
Okay, as everybody's finishing up, we'll kind of get the program going, and we'll start off with Coach Rhodes to give his season recap. So come on up, Coach Rhodes.
Hey man, y'all have to do much better than that. That's what I'm talking about, fellas. For me, this has been a very special season for a lot of different reasons, but it's about all of us collectively as a whole. I'm in my sixth season right now, as most of you know, and everything's been a little bit different every year. That's the beauty about IMG is that it changes. But the thing that doesn't change is the individuals that we have the ability to work with every year. When you guys are about the same age every year as we did over, all right? You guys have the same aspirations every year, so do we. And then the beauty is that we get an opportunity to see you grow up, have your careers, and then more importantly, and some of you have learned while we traveled this year, we get to see and meet different alumnus of IMG, and share this experience. It's beautiful to see people come back and have their little get-togethers and things like that. And so I'm in town. Well, a lot of times nobody wants to hear me anymore because I know I'm a little bit different. I've been told I'm a little bit hard at times, but it's nothing but love, right? So for me, let me begin by saying how fortunate I am to work with all of you guys. When we look back to our week of welcoming, and everybody's all excited about moving into the dorms and trying to figure this thing out and want to know what team they're on. But for us as coaches, when we're talking, we get an opportunity to figure out each and every one. I thought one of the beautiful things that we did this year that was different than any other was having a training camp. You see guys and you want to work with certain individuals, but having an opportunity to work with each of you, just to know you a little bit differently, was a great experience. And it's something that we'll look back at. I hope, I'm sure we go to Coach Nash, how he is, we'll continue to do that in the future. So that was a great pleasure. With our postgraduate year, especially being with the elite team, it's all about development, okay? And I look back, and I'm as competitive as my guys know, as anyone, but it wasn't for me the wins and losses. Okay? When you look now and see what's going on in the landscape of college basketball, the wins and losses, every day matters. For me, every day matters about us getting better, us getting improving, and as I said before, moving on. But it's the experiences that we have and share together. This year was probably I'm dating myself, but I'm going into my 26th year of coaching. You told me I wasn't going to cry, but you started. Right? Stop. You know how it is, right? Joke about it. That voice. Right? But over the course of the season, and the beauty about having a developmental team is that there's a lot of moving parts. And I was fortunate, one, we had some new members join us, and we find out the 10 members, and then we had the Koreans come over, and we had 11 guys. But I look back, and when you look at all the different individuals we had 9 different countries represented. And the thing I learned about all this, I've been all over the world, talked to a lot of people, worked with a lot of people, is that basketball is not, it's universal. Okay, because we all speak the same language. I look back and coaching, I would sit in our video sessions, or be on the sideline, and Google Translator is a beautiful thing. Because we're sitting there like, what did you say to Satar? Satar just smiled at you and then they'll shoot a shot and Satar, it's not just like, And you shoot it dead, and never play defense, right? And then you look back, and we had Lee and John with us, and Drew, they were great guys, terrific people, but they had very selective, I learned, when they wanted to understand English and know, because they knew more than they let me on to believe. So when I would say something to them, and then they would have a little conversation, I'm like, oh, I know y'all talking about me, but that's fine, all right? So in time, in our practices, the thing that I learned is that we had to adapt to our team. It's not so much of us having our style and implementing it and putting in different things, but it's about each individual. So I learned a lot this year, and I'm very happy about that, all right? From a win-loss perspective, we got off to a rough start. I look back to when we were at the big house, and we got our heads chipped in. I told you that was my experience. I said, look, it would get better than that. Get better as the days go on. And I knew that I was like, oh man, what did I sign up for? And we came back, won our first game by 30. And go back the next game, you lose by 30. And we always try to keep the perspective that we're learning from this experience. But the learning lesson isn't for today, it's for tomorrow. And what I share with these two guys that go on from here and have your careers, you'll look back and I hear you guys tell me, Coach, I still hear your voice. I still hear you saying certain things that I know now that will help me in the future. Or I hear the parents say, what a great experience IMG is. And I'm so happy to be here working with you guys, all right? So, you look back and we get into our season, started traveling a little bit. And I remember our trip to Springfield. Very thankful that we had our tour guide, put everything together. And there was a great opportunity, but joining the Hall of Fame, and for me, sitting back and watching you guys, I not only just enjoyed the experience of being in a place that had great memorabilia and all the different things that happened over time in the history of basketball, but just enjoying each other's company. And that's what it's all about. And as you go on, hopefully you'll share that with your teams in the future. We had some pretty good basketball. Again, we played a little bit above our head in the regards to talent, but it showed us that we had a lot of work to do and kept things in perspective, right? So, I have only a few minutes to talk, and there's a lot of things, right, that have to go out to everyone in this room. I think, for us, first and foremost, and I say all the time, my closest friends in business, and, it helps that, one, we're friends, but two, being the boss, but hosting that sets a certain standard for all of us to live up to. When you see the boss in the gym every day, picking up garbage, making sure all the chairs are in place, wiping up the floor, it makes your job easy to do. Coach, her and I talk about it all the time. Coach Nash is the guy that you want to work with, because you don't feel like you're working for, you want to work with because he does his job and it makes you feel like this is something that is just a natural and different. So Coach, thanks for everything you do for us. I got you, all right? Much love, brother, all right? And then we go down and we're your best people, your support staff, right? Like these guys back here, and ladies, but these guys that, first of all, let me back up before I get yelled at. Victoria, if you're watching, thanks for all this and setting us up. We're enjoying, food was great. All right? So give it up to Victoria. Somebody told me that he got his meatless plate, so you're all set. All right? So she said, I should be happy. All right? But for the countless hours, that you guys, especially like Drew, step up the jam again, all right? Go down the line, talk to, let me back up, all right? The special staff that the one president is there in the gym, Coach Barlow, Julian, Jimmy, who'll be leaving us shortly. And Coach Santiago, So those people that come in and just always ask, what can I do? It's about you guys getting better and having a great experience, all right? So, Coach Jerry, thanks for, every time I get a message and it shows up, out of nowhere, it just reminds me that there's somebody doing the job that's really thankless, but very appreciated, Coach. I really thank you for everything you do. And then, as we go down the line, we talk about the APD, all right? Guys, what you'll find out is that when you get to college, the things that you have here now, it won't be the same. Right? There's nothing, you can simulate this, but you can't duplicate. Our APD staff right there, Coach Stewart, it's a whole nother level. The amount of time, energy, and enthusiasm they put into you guys is unsurmountable, right? So make sure you thank them for what they do, right? And it's been great to watch you grow in your profession and the things that she puts in, like the nutrition that happens out, the wraps, that just doesn't happen. The database, the sandwiches, all that just shows up, it just doesn't happen. And right now, we don't even have to ask beside clockwork, okay? Jamie didn't throw into the fire this year. And, she jumped in, didn't know you guys, and just said, hey, how can I help? I want to be a part of this. And done a tremendous job. I'm not sure if Jim took you guys put together. He worries about you guys more than you worry about yourself. And, you're lucky to have that. So, how amount of time, Coach, right? So, sit there and thank you.
As much time as you want.
All right, well, thanks, man. We look down solid. Like, I wash my own uniforms. That I'm a little bit different, I know, but that guy there, I don't know, has anybody missed a jersey? Has anybody missed a short? You guys don't know that. The bags are just thrown in there, but he makes sure that they're clean and given to you every single day. So thanks, Coach. You should guys show up at the gym and all the chairs in the right order. The locker rooms are set. Clock is ready. Referee show up. When Alex came here, we just figured it all out. So, Alex, thank you for Now, one guy who got recognized today and is our employee of the month, Jordan Tillerson, that job that he does is, my brain, I have this big ass head for a little brain, and there's no way that I can make sure the referees showed up, that everybody knows what his responsibility, the tables, everything set up, all the teams know the stuff. There's no way that I was intended to do that. So George, thank you for everything you do. I tell you, my brother, been knowing you a long time, man, and I'm glad you're back. You made our job a lot easier this year, and I'm glad Coach Nash hired you because we will have a better perspective and guys will have better opportunity and choices about their placement and their recruitment this year. So thanks for your talent. And then the guys that I have the opportunity of working with every single day, so they're just ever coming in. We all have different personalities, but collectively, we all put our egos aside and make it about you guys. And that doesn't happen everywhere. Like when I was in college and university on the other side, what you guys learn is that there's my guy, the guy that I recruited, the guy that I brought into the program, but all of you guys are our guys. And I was the beauty of this year is that, I can talk down the line about my team and the things that, but when we walked in the gym, you guys were us. And I think from the way we support each other during our games, it's been the best I've seen collectively in the years that I've been here. But I hope that continues in the future, all right? I think I'm about that job around. Oh, last but not least, all right? Coach Adams, all right? That guy right there is special, okay? Besides him, and Chimwasi, they work tireless hours. To be here at 7 a.m. and not leave until whenever, and never looking at the watch is a thankless job. And both of them, I think, in this, what I've seen here, have the ability to be future lead head coaches in our program. We want to thank you both for the parents, I was a parent of an IMG alum. I know how special this place is and what it's all about, and the sacrifices people made to make your experience. Make sure you go home and whoever afforded you this opportunity to be here, say thank you, tell them you love them, how much you appreciate it, and with the remaining bits that you have, don't waste it. Every day is important. And for those of you who decide to come back, it's very busy. Because the other guys have doing whatever, that's on them. But for you, every time you step in that gym, our demeanor is not going to change. Make sure yours doesn't either. All right? Thank you very much. All right. So, in no word of importance, for these awards right here, it's not about participation. We're talking about everyday guys that show up and do things a certain type of way. And everybody wants to be a part of that, but it doesn't just show about one person, it shows about everyone that's involved. But this year, I'm going to give the most improved award first. This is an individual who I've had the opportunity just to know over the years, Champion Champ and got better. I kind of picked him out in champ, and we went through selecting teams like that. I was like, man, that's gonna be my point guard, right? And I was like, he had a certain way about himself, but he showed himself. He has an old soul. But the thing is that every single day he wants to get a little bit better. It's not about just getting better on the floor. It's about getting better as a person. And the thing that, regardless of what happens in basketball, he's gonna be a success in life. Because he's a self-made person. Kind of reminds me of how I was and how determined I would be, but, with him, I think if our conversation where he wants to go, he's gonna have a long career in basketball. Hopefully he turns this into another individual, into his teams, and I'm sure he'll be a future coach someday. But our most improved player, it was the rookie. Some famous lyrics for those, he'll remind you that. Not here for a long time, but here for a good time. So I hope you enjoyed your experience here, man. It's been a good time. All right, come back and make some more. All right. This next individual led us in points, but also led us in defense. All right, which is the next work we're gonna do. Defense is rebounds, block shots, steals, and play a lot harder. And every game he played bigger than his size. All right? And did whatever we asked him to do. If I asked him to do point guard, he would do that. If I asked him to guard the business guy, whatever you want, coach. And then the thing is that he has a photograph from memory. I think I caught myself once not saying something that I asked all you guys to remember, and he brought it to my attention in his own little way to let me know that I effed up, right? And told me about myself, that told me you forgot something. And as I say, I have a tendency to forget things, especially when I have senior moments, but our defensive player this year, GGR. Alright, last but not least, the MVP. Alright, for me, everybody's valuable. Alright, there's not a price that we can put on anything, especially all of this. But to me, the most valuable person is that person who's a giver. The person that not only helps and makes plays for himself, but more importantly, makes plays for others and lifts them up. And, I can't say enough about, again, how he did on the defensive end, but he was pretty good offensive player too, and made a lot of things go for our offense. The only thing that I fault him for, too unselfish. There's shots that he'll pass up and not even look at the ground. But it's just having a good heart and a kind soul. Probably should have kept him up here, or once you have the opportunity to walk up here again, sincere.
Thank you, Coach Rhodes. Set the bar pretty high. We might have to put the next coaches on clock, but we gave you some additional minutes because of your seniority on the staff. So, next up, Coach Pope.
All right. In agreement with Coach Nash, I'll try to keep it moving here along. Piggyback off of what Coach Rhodes said about our support. To me, the IMG Army, as I could best describe it, is second to none. You are who you spend time with, and you're only as good as your support as a player and as a coach. And I think when you're younger, you don't necessarily wrap your mind around that. But having been at the other side, like Coach Rhodes described, college, and been at several different spots, IMG is second to none with the support that we have. And it's a beautiful thing to be a part of. So thank you. Thank you, Coach Nash. Thank you, everybody in this room. And thank you, everybody who's watching from home. All right. So the three things I'm going to talk about with this group, PG Academic, in 22-23, is their resilience, maturity, and then their we over me mentality. It's always about the collective. And I'm going to point out 5 moments, counting backwards. So top 5 moments, starting with number 5. All right. Also stolen from Coach Rhodes, like the best stuff ever is like when players understand that they're in the service industry, right? Like you are there to serve, right? And we got a lot of that this year. Before getting into the top 5 countdown, I want to point out that energy was kind of our language. It's how we moved, it's how we operated, right? And you are what you emphasize a program. Every single day, we emphasize energy, starting with Coach Taylor.
No.
Nobody is a better energy giver than Coach Taylor, and every single one of us super grateful to have that man in the building every day.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All right, number 5, resilience. All right, we take the bus trip down to the big house and get our butts whooped to Spire Institute from Ohio. It was bad. It was really bad. That being said, less than 48 hours later, these guys responded
and we took a trip up to Lakeland and played a very talented, well-coached Albany Tech junior college team. And from start to finish, you know, our guys were all in, they were disciplined, and the way that we responded, the resolve that we demonstrated, I think showed a lot about our character. So that was number 5, all right? Bouncing back from getting whooped by about 30. All right, so 4 and 3 are gonna be examples of our guys stepping up as individuals and demonstrating leadership. Very much player-led, coach-supported moments. Number 4, first home game of the season. We are playing Westlake, right? They switch over from man to zone and starting to give us problems. We're running out of quick hitters, and we're kind of struggling to keep momentum and kind of figure it out. Mac Martin, in particular, who, you know, the wave of substitutions had it down the stretch where it was obvious between us that, you know, at this stage in the game, 2 minutes, 30 seconds to go, maybe even less, like a little under 2 maybe, Mac Martin had the play call. And this is really early in the season. Blazer Bobby, something like that? Shirt Bobby, on time, on target. Sure enough, we knocked down a wide open three to win the game. And that told me a lot about kind of the makeup, the DNA of the team. Shout out to Mac Martin. That's number 4. All right, so now we're into third favorite moment of mine with this group. We are back from winter break. I think we're coming off a loss to like Clearwater on Court A. The confidence is wavering a little bit. Miles Alcindor is going on day 40 of being out of the lineup. We're trying to work Luka back into the lineup. We're in a tough one with Palm Beach Prep. And Miles told us before the game, you know, like, Coach, I'm gonna be on the live stream. I'm like, all right, I love that, you know. Now, if I'm 18, 19 years old, watching a live stream, you know, attentively on a Friday night without being distracted would be hard for me. But our guy, Miles Alcindor, was completely locked in. We FaceTime him on the turf, right, on court 4 outside. And he probably delivered a far better halftime speech than I could ever, you know, manifest. And he came up with, you know, nuance after nuance, and our guys responded in the right type of way, and we got the win. So shout out to Miles Alcindor. All right, we're down to number 2, second favorite moment of PG Academic 22-23. We are in our own event, and we get matched up with Mo Spates Academy on a Saturday after taking one on the chin to Feltram. And for those who don't know, Mo Spates Academy, very, very strong program. As good as anybody. They won a bunch of tournaments the last few years. They're good. They're very good. And we were prepared, but you know, we got a lot of how should I describe? A lot of things didn't go our way, and our guys responded time and time again. You know, it was like, I'm pretty confident, Coach Taylor could correct me if I'm wrong, Luka had 4 fouls in the first half. Questionable coaching, putting him out there with 3, but 4 fouls in the first half. Durkin was in foul trouble. You know, but we were cooking. On the highlight, you had, you know, Goldberg throwing the lob to Gabe Keane. We're up 5 with a minute to go, and I promise you there was several dubious calls consecutively, and it just didn't go our way. But being in the locker room afterwards, kind of feeling the satisfaction and feeling the confidence and knowing that all 12 of us felt like we gave it everything we had. That to me, you know, it just showed me that our group had a ton of character and we were about the right stuff. Because we didn't get the outcome that we wanted, but we were locked in. And to me, that's what post-grad basketball is all about. We were growing through that process. That's it. All right, number one, North Florida Prep at home. They had 2 6'10" dudes, 1 high major. They're a very talented group. And we were down 14 with 3:30 to go. And 2 days before was I believe the first time we had all 10 players in practice. And our guys found something in that 5-on-5 live play. And Durkin and his group of 4 just kept on going to hammer ball screen action. And so sure enough, player led, coach supported, we went to that particular action with 3:30 to go and somehow found a way to win in overtime after being down 14 with 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go. So resilience, right, maturity, and then these guys being all about the bigger picture, being all about each other. Big time props to every single one of you guys. And again, thank you for the support. And last but not least, moving forward, I tell every single one of you guys that is willing to listen to me that the springtime is the very best part of being a postgraduate because you can get a lot out of it. The relationships really grow, take off. So like Coach Rhodes said, I'm really fired up to attack these last 10 weeks together, working on the college placement stuff, getting better, getting stronger in the weight room, and just taking advantage of our time together. Go Ascenders. All right, Defensive Player of the Year. To me, the most important part of the defensive possession is the rebound. And this dude is special. Yes, sir, KT. This individual, very special at rebounding the basketball. Tremendous versatility, can guard several positions on the court, and just anchored us. And that is Luka Ace. Most improved player, Dane Action. Most valuable player, Bobby Buckets. And Coach Pope and post-grad academic team. Next up to close it out, Coach Carr.
I'm gonna stand behind the podium using the microphone because I'm short and I'm awkward. So this will keep me good today. I didn't want to write things down. It's getting late, sun's going down. But I wrote a couple things down. Basically, all day I just walk around and give impromptu speeches. So this is this will be a good way to wrap up the day more than anything else. and I can't see most of the things I write because I didn't have my glasses. And I've written incredibly large sloppy notes here. So this could go bad, just fair warning. But with that being said, Coach Rhodes thanked everybody in the world, and that's great, but I want to talk about something that's, I think having gratitude is one of the most important things that we do here at IMG. And it's hard. Like, IMG is a hard place for you guys. We work out twice a day, the weights, and we're always looking for that fuel. And I really believe that the gratitude that we have to each other, and we talk about it a lot, gratitude really does become our fuel more than anything else. So if you, like I learned a lot, and Coach Nash probably, and all the coaches, we learn a lot at Banquet, you learn a lot of camp lectures, things like that. And I always remember people saying thank people, and thank the people who provided for you to be here. Like tonight, as soon as you leave here, don't text, call. Call mom, call dad, call coach, call whoever. Thank them for allowing you this wonderful opportunity at a very unique place more than anything else. You're not going to find another place like this in the world. We often talk about when you go to college, you're going to be a little disappointed. Like, our facilities are second to none, but the really great part of IMG is the people. And we have an amazing staff and support staff. I think we could go around the room again and just recognize all those people. I've coached now for 25 years. 25 years coaching. I'm not nearly that old to be coaching 25 years. I 1 year Chicago PD. Some known fact, yes. I wasn't actually in Chicago PD, but I was unemployed and I watched it like 3 times a day. And I went really deep. I bought a leather jacket, I was interrogating Chia, and of course it got bad, but then, I want to thank first Coach Nash, got me out to Scrap Heap, got me here, in front of me. If you have a good, don't try to disappoint Brian. Try to work hard enough that your efforts are good with that. We have an amazing daily support staff with, or staff with Julian is a great co-coach and guy who gets after you guys every day. John is our rock, our old head, our guy who calms everything down and keeps us going in a great fashion. Our support staff that we terrorize every day with Emily, Chris, Gene, who put in way too many hours this year and did an exceptional job. And then someone who hasn't been thanked enough, I think, tonight, Andrew, providing the video. There got to a point this year during the tournament where Andrew said, all right, no more. The text I got back was, all right, no more, I'm going to sleep. And that was very appropriate because he just never said no, found us every day possible, and went there. Jordan is seamless and unflappable in his efforts more than anything else. Like a little thing like we traveled to some very cold places. We were in Providence during a historically cold streak where pipes burst and we were locked out of, we walked miles in the cold, literally. And Coach Nash just found out about that, which wasn't a very good thing. But like Nate providing winter coats every time we went on the road. Little things like that were really huge towards our team's success. And we had a really great, I thought we had a really good year. But I do want to thank all those people and just the whole IMG community. Coach Gillian gave us really good support, guidance, thought of things that nobody else was thinking of at good times, and really was a good steadying factor to anything. And I always thank Dan Bardo. I don't know why, but I always do thank Dan Bardo. He's not here tonight, but Dan couldn't make it. Wrestling is on, so I'm sure it's something very guys his priorities. So, I put out I don't like to talk about myself. Well, I do, but I say I don't like to talk about myself. And I posted in my story today, my Instagram story, because I'm a cool kid. I posted, I think 73 times today that I was fortunate enough to win National Regional South Coach of the Year. I'm very sincere that is a community award. At IMG, you do have culture, but you also have community. Any place that you go from here, you're not going to have a daily nutritionist. You're not going to have a strength coach as committed as Chris. You're not going to have equipment managers who follow up with every detail to you. And just appreciate that, have the gratitude for that. So your place, your people, and then most importantly, your teammates. And what's great about post-grad is it's not just one team, it's 3 teams. And the relationships that, between the teams is really cool. And the way you guys support each other is tremendous. And, like enjoy your teammates. These last couple weeks here, whether you have 2 weeks, 10 weeks, whatever, like the people here make this place really good. And it's weird because when you think about it, the paradox is, you're all competing for the same thing. You're competing for a college scholarship, for a place on the team. And you're doing that by competing with each other and letting each other complete you. And to see that, like I get tired, I get tired, I get cranky. And those aren't good combinations. And to see the struggles you guys are going through and overcoming and working through every day, whether a guy like Mac who's been injured, or some of you guys who went through some losses, some personal things, or just the fact that you walk in a gym and a kid's there at 7 a.m., a kid's there at night, a kid's in there in his extra hour, a kid's giving effort when he's not playing great, a kid's consistently putting work in. It's really inspiring. So lean on your teammates a lot and be appreciative of them and let them know that you appreciate them, because the other thing I want to talk about is time. How quickly did this time go together? Doesn't it all seem like, John brought up checking in, training camp, all the games, like Christmas was here, then this, then that, like it flies by. And time is your most precious commodity. Make sure you're using that, make sure you appreciate that, have gratitude for that more than anything else. So, I mentioned I want an award, right? I'm going to repost it again. Anyway, so one thing we always talk about is getting better. That's why you're at IMG. 1% better, the compounding of that every day. That's still your job. That's still your job even when you leave here. Carrying that with you, not just the basketball stuff, becoming a better person. And you do that by becoming a better teammate. By pouring into others, by doing the right things in every way. We talked about that. We did some unusual things this year, the community service, with the book. You guys did an amazing job with all the lectures, the Zoom calls, the people we brought in to speak to you guys, the things that we tried to expose you to let you know it's not just about basketball, it's not just about you. And the vehicle of how you could change other people's lives. And the thought that we've talked about, you guys are going to go to college. Some of you guys will be fortunate enough to go to Division I scholarship, Division II, Division III, great financial. Like outside of who you marry, where you go to college affects the next 20, 30, 40 years of your life like no else. But the deeper thought is you're going to make your children's lives better. And you're doing that every day by drills in basketball, by being a good teammate, by working hard, by sticking together. I watched all 3 teams win games, lose games this year. We had a great spirit as a group. And nothing says that more to me than we do the ceremonies to honor guys when they make commitments. It didn't matter where you went. Eric had a personal lifetime thing at IMG where we did it live on the court, and that was amazing. That was great. And then guys who are going to NIA schools and Division II schools, they get that same out of you guys. The ability to clap for others is something I'm really proud of, that you guys have that. And with that being said, we still got work to do. We have a lot of guys who aren't set yet on their college choices. And for parents at home, and for everyone in this room, know this, it's gonna happen. Your job as players is just to be patiently aggressive and ready to do when it happens. You're living in a time like no other in basketball, with the NCAA transfer portal and the amount of coaches switching jobs. There's a lot of things stacked against you. But know this, we're tirelessly gonna work, because that's the exchange. That's what we have to give back, is the way you guys poured yourself out this year and every day. Being an everyday guy, as Coach Rhodes says, is really important. We're gonna make sure that we're more than everyday guys. We're gonna be every minute guys until we can find solutions to this and find ways to get you guys what you want. So just be ready. And I think like one thing is believe a little harder. For you guys that are in the gym, workouts have been great this week. Like tomorrow, who's gonna be the MVP of the workout? next week who's going to be MVP in the workout. Like, think in that tone, just that one little percent better every day. It might be that 1% that gets you where you want to go or gives you that opportunity to get there. So again, patiently aggressive, be ready, compete and complete each other. I don't know if there's any more buzzwords I can put together, right? Like I'm just letting it flow right now. Cliche, cliche, cliche. But they're all very true. Like, things you learn are ordinary people saying extraordinary things, or extraordinary people saying ordinary things. I tended to be the second thing. I think it's very ordinary truths you learn here at IMG Academy. So summing up, as the sun goes down appropriately, I timed that one just really good. Dream a little harder, believe a little harder, like love each other a little harder. You know, like, it's hard. What we're doing is really hard. Support each other a little bit harder. I think we did a good job of that this year. Let's finish that up. IMG is about experience. You got a great experience. Take that wherever you go and be proud of it, that you learned here, that you competed here, and that you're able to give something back to IMG with your efforts. And I want to thank you guys for the efforts more than else that you had this year. All right? All right, so we don't have some guys here that won awards, so what, I don't know if this is right or wrong, but I want to do this like the Oscars, that someone else comes up and just takes the award for that person. Anybody have any problem with that? I think it's good. So as Coach Nash looks at me horrified, all right? So I'll try to do it by like height too, like someone say height, you know? Our most improved player was really easy this year to figure out. We're the kid who returned to our program and exponentially increased his skill level every day, played hard, put himself in a really good position moving forward, but he did it in a very unassuming manner. He was a great energy guy every day, and our most improved player, accepting this award will be, will be Andrew Philippe on behalf of Antoine Balding Jr. Andrew! That's great, thank you. Okay. And our defensive player of the year, we couldn't give these to a lot of people because we were a really good defensive team. Wow, you saw us play, right? But yeah, everybody scored on us. You want to have a career, I play IMG. But it wasn't this guy's fault. All right. Our defensive player of the year applied great pressure, did an amazing job. Always accepted really hard assignments. Appropriately, the person accepting the award is the same height as this person. So our defensive player of the year out of Virginia, Braylon Wheeler. Emily, would you please accept? Standing at 5'2" as you very nice, very nice. Whatever you want, I think this makes it go quicker. And the last guy, our MVP, I've been fortunate as a high school coach, as a prep school coach, post-grad coach, to coach a lot of really, really good players. And this guy fits in that mode. He's got a tremendous, it's funny, I coached probably more guys that are going to play in the NBA in high school than I was in college. You know, I was a college coach for 25 years. That's probably why I'm a high school coach. But he fits that mode. He works like a boxer at his craft. Tremendous upside and future. Adam Finkelstein, who's a tremendous talented outrider, told us in our last event, if I didn't get a bucket at the post-grad level, I would give this guy the ball every time and see if he could get it for me to try to win a game. And that's a huge responsibility. And he wore that responsibility well this year. Like his growth as a leader and as a person was as strong as his growth as a player. And I really can't see, I'm really anxious. I really can't wait to see what these next few months brings for this guy. And contributions by him to IMG Academy over the past couple of years and what his family stands for here at IMG is excellence. And I'm very happy to give this award to Eric Daly Jr.
See, so that was the one thing, I think Coach Carr's voice was so, the mic wasn't even on, and everybody heard it. So, but those are pretty tough to follow, and I appreciate the kind words that were said, but I think ultimately, when you hear those speeches and you see the type of men that we're leading, the young men and women that we have in this academy, that's what makes me the proudest. So I can't thank our coaches enough and the support staff enough for what you provide as role models on a daily basis for every one of you. And you know, if you can take a small amount of everything that's been passed on to you this past year or your time here, you're going to be all the more better in your future. And the one thing that I always like to end these with is, you know, this is like Eric's 7th banquet, so Eric's going to have heard this quite a few times. You know, I'll touch on 2 quick points. What Coach Carr talked about with the college placement process. You know, I want every one of you to know, and I hope you understand it, and I hope you see it, that we are going to work tirelessly to get everybody options for their next home, their next journey. We do work tirelessly. That's probably the most important thing that we do. We meet daily now, and there are, you know, what Coach Carr talked about also, just the craziness of the world that we're in right now. It's become very unconventional. Things used to be a lot easier. I mean, I'll tell players and families right now that the process is kind of just starting. I mean, you look at the coaching changes, you look at 750 kids in the transfer portal right now. So please be patient. To the parents as well, please trust the process. Please trust us as you did when you initially let, you know, your children come to the academy and you trusted us. You know, let's make sure that you know we're going to fight for you tooth and nail until we get that for each and every one of you. And the last piece is, when you do go on to that next step, you all have to understand that you're at a huge advantage because of everything that happened this past year. You are college students pretty much right now. You train like college students because of your schedule every day. You lift like college students. You get access to things that all college students, you know, other high school students don't have. So when you go in day one to your next step, you know, you're a sophomore. You're not a freshman. Some of those freshmen are going to be feeling their way out. They're going to be scared. They're going to be nervous. You guys are all going to go in attack mode because you've been through it before. You got a confidence level. And you know what? The camaraderie and the battles that you've all had together, that's the most satisfying thing for me. You've all pushed each other. You've all challenged each other, and you've prepared each other for that next step. You know, this banquet is usually, like I said, a little bit later in May, and it's kind of the end of the year, and we're all saying our goodbyes, and we're going in different directions. But the thing that's been said multiple times again here tonight is that, guess what? There's 10 weeks left. And every one of you has the opportunity to be here for 10 weeks and take advantage of every day and all the resources that are here, because that's our job. Our job is to get you even more prepared, bigger, faster, stronger. If we've got to get you out of bed, if we've got to beg you to come to workouts and those things, you probably should go home. But if you want to have the fire and the dedication and take advantage of this time, then hey, you know where the gym is, you know where the coaches are. Let's make sure that we get after it, and let's challenge each other for those last 10 weeks, just like we did for the last 6 months. So this is a close to this actual season. I could, and the people in this room, as the person that kind of leads this organization, you guys have been one of the best post-grad groups we've had. How we've worked together, how you've had the camaraderie, and let's just make sure that we finish that out the rest of the year. I thank you for everything, and let's have a great night. guys want, feel free to take any pictures or anything with the jump, with the step and repeat. Please feel free.
You got a dog.
No doghouse over here. Hey, really good job.